This is the 2020 Toyota GR Supra, and today, oh boy, we're going to review it. Hey folks, I'm Rob.
And I'm Nathan.
And we are Two Guys in a Ride. And say, Nate, what are we looking at today?
Today, folks, we're taking a look at this beautiful 2020 Toyota GR Supra.
That's right, but say, before we do, if you want to keep up to date with all the new cars, trucks, and SUVs, and you want to know how to operate all the technology that's built into them, plus you like cool collector cars,
take a moment to hit that subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification up above so you never miss a video.
That's right. So, what do you say, Nate?
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah, all right. Hey, folks, here we go in the 2020 Toyota Supra. And today I'm with Randy Stern. Randy is an automotive journalist as well that writes for several publications. Randy actually has this car and has invited us to share it with him today. So that's really cool. Thank you, Randy, for doing that.
You're very welcome, Rob.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Randy, since we're doing this collaboration of sort here.
Absolutely.
What do you do? What got you into cars? What did you do? How did you get this car for a week?
A lot of hard work is that's my best answer I give to everybody.
Tell us who you write for.
My main
shameless plugs.
Yes, shameless plugs. Victory and Reseda, which is randystern.net. That's my main publication. That's my baby.
Yep.
I write a version of the reviews. A little in depth, a little bit more, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a lot of history pieces, a lot of stories. I wanted to just tell my story of the automobile.
Yep.
So I became a managing editor of a website out of Chicago.
Okay.
It was a lifestyle website, and
okay.
I had a cartoonist and a columnist under me.
Okay.
But I was given free reign to do my column. So, cut to 2011. I saw a posting from what's now called Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, their communications team, and they said they invited anyone who's new in media to come to Chicago Auto Show. Oh. So next thing you know it, I got invited, and Ralph Gill was who's vice president of design. He was doing sort of a tour of the Dodge exhibit. The regional contact for Fiat Chrysler introduced me to the regional contact of Toyota.
Wow.
And then he asked if I was on their media fleet, which I wasn't. And he goes, well, I got a Lexus IS floating around. It actually was delivered in April from the media fleet supplier for Toyota.
Okay.
And I had a week with an IS 250C. So that was my first car, and 9 years later I'm working with a lot of different cars and with plenty of manufacturers at this point.
Woo! Oh my goodness. Wowzer. Holy cow. So let's talk about acceleration.
Let's talk about acceleration. The thing that Toyota and BMW did in their collaboration was to make sure they had the right engines that were fitting to both the legacy of the Supra and to go forward with the newest products. So what we have is a 3-liter turbocharged inline 6 connected to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, and it's rear-wheel drive.
Right. But what I really love about it is that sweet BMW inline 6, and those things pull very linear. They just pull like a freight train.
Exactly.
And it just pulls and pulls and pulls, and it doesn't seem like it wants to stop. And I absolutely love that about those engines, and I think it's a wonderful fit in this car. There's been a lot of controversy around this car because of that, because a lot of the purists felt like Toyota sold out to Beamer and just slapped a Toyota badge on a Z4. But now you've had this car for a week, so change my mind.
I'll be honest, I am noticing a lot of the BMW in this, but then again, it depends of where you come from. Because I've driven enough BMWs to see, okay, I know where that's from, I know how this feels, I know these controls, but which really kind of makes me sad, because I'm used to Toyotas. I drive more Toyotas than BMWs.
Right.
So I'm looking for the Toyota stuff on this thing.
Right.
Now, it's not a bad thing. You can keep in mind, all this is not a bad thing.
Right.
You know, the one thing that Toyota did was to retain the FD1 concept.
But you know, talking about some of the other things on the inside, the interior fit and finish, it's very nice. You know, you've got the dramatic feel from BMW, but then you have the quality and expertise from Toyota on how to put things together, and I think it's very, very well done. You know, sound and quietness for a little sports car. It is very, it's nice and quiet in here. We're having an average conversation, and we're not being drowned out with exterior noise, wind noise, or even tailpipe, unless we want that. And of course, you want to get into that as much as you can, because that's just awesome. We're going to wrap this up because Nathan is getting ready to take a ride now, and stay tuned.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay.
By the way, Nathan, that's a normal mode.
That's normal mode?
That's normal mode. Since you're going to be talking about comfort and ride, I think we should just press the button.
I think we just jumped a couple feet. There's nothing to not like about that. You know? I love it that you can hear that exhaust through there.
Yeah.
You know that
it's not like it's repurposed through the JBL system.
Right. That's the thing. It's just that's natural. Man. All right. So in terms of riding inside the car, you know, the comfort is real nice. Those side bolsters that Toyota talks about are really effective. I mean, there hasn't been a corner we haven't taken yet where I don't feel completely planted in the seat. So I really, really like that. I think if you're riding one or buy one, better yet, you're really gonna like those side bolsters. I also like the knee padding that they have underneath the dash here, because your left leg or your right leg, it depends on what side you're on, does lean against the center console, and it is that cushion just makes it very comfortable. It feels very, very natural. In terms of getting in and out, obviously this is a sports car, so it's set down much lower, and so my best advice is rear end first, and then bring your legs in. That way you won't tend to knock your head on the windowsill, which I have done a couple times. It's just the way it is. As far as the interior ergonomics and where everything is laid out, it is very easy to reach everything. You know, because it's a 3.0, this one has voice command, which will also take care of many of your functions. Now, in terms of parking, first of all, the car is very small. The footprint is just not big, so in terms of that, it's easy to park. Secondly, you do have a rear view backup camera with guidelines. That'll make it easy. It also has front and rear park sensors, which also help you when you're parking. It does not come with a 360 camera system or a front mounted camera for parking. It uses that for other safety systems because it does have a front camera. But overall, what a fun car.
The Toyota Supra is a sports car and a grand tourer. The initial 4 generations of the Supra were produced from 1978 to 2002. The 5th generation has been produced since March of 2019 and went on sale May of 2019. The styling of the original Supra was derived from the Toyota Celica, but it was both longer and wider. In fact, the Supra traces much of its roots back to the original Toyota 2000 GT liftback. There is the inline 6-cylinder Datsun Z car was part of the inspiration for the original Supra as well. Toyota completely redesigned the Celica Supra for the 1982 model year. Still based on the Celica platform, there were several key differences, most notably the design of the front end and fully retractable pop-up headlights. Now, other differences were an increase in length and also wheelbase to accommodate for a much larger 6-cylinder engine. The Supra was redesigned again in 1985, power output at that point was increased to 160 horsepower and 169 pound-foot of torque. With the slight increase in power, the Supra was able to propel itself from 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds and netted a 16.1 second quarter mile at 85 miles an hour. Boy, how times have changed. That sounds pretty slow. But other changes also featured a redesigned, more integrated sunshade and spoiler on the rear hatch. The rear spoiler was changed from a one-piece to a two-piece, and Toyota added a standard factory theft deterrent system, and the outside mirrors were equipped with defrosters to clear the mirrors that were activated with the rear defroster button inside. All Supras also received automatic off headlights and an automatic illuminated entry and fade out system. The first generation of the Supra was based on the Toyota Celica, but was longer by almost 6 inches. The doors and rear section were shared with the Celica, but the front panels, as well as the hood, were elongated to accommodate the bigger engine. Now, Toyota's plan for the Supra was to make it a competitor to the very popular Nissan Z car. So in February of 1986, the bonds between the Celica and the Supra were cut. They were now two completely different models. The Celica changed to a front-wheel drive layout, while the Supra kept its rear-wheel drive layout. The engine was updated to a more powerful 3-liter rated at 200 horsepower, and a turbocharged version was added in 1987 model year. Mass production of the fourth generation Supra began in April of 1993. This new generation of the Supra again shared its platform with the upscale Lexus XSC. Although the two cars look similar, the new Supra was more than 13 inches shorter than its luxurious cousin. The rounded styling, while modern, was reminiscent of many of the design elements from Toyota's first grand touring sports car, the 2000 GT. Production of the fourth generation of the Supra in the United States ended in 2002. And now, as Paul Harvey would say, is the rest of the story. The fifth generation of the Supra was unveiled at the 2019 North American International Auto Show held in January of 2019. The car is a collaboration between Toyota and BMW and is loosely based on the Z4. The fifth generation Supra went on sale in the United States on July 22nd, 2019, and they are flying off the dealer lots as we speak. This is the 2020 Toyota GR Supra, and as Toyota says, icons aren't made overnight. As I stated earlier, the 2020 GR Supra carries forth a legacy that goes back 40 years, and it's a legacy that Toyota doesn't take lightly. It was imperative to take the time to make it not only something that honors its heritage, but also, like its predecessors, becomes its generation's leading definition of performance. Supra is the sports car we've been dreaming about for a long, long time, and its creation was a true labor of love. This is the 2020 Toyota GR Supra, and starts at $49,990 for the 3.0 trim, $53,990 for the 3.0 Premium, and $55,250 for the Launch Edition. This is a 2020 Toyota GR Supra Premium. Now out front we have 6-lens auto-leveling LED headlights, you have LED front turn signal indicators and daytime running lights, as well as automatic rain sensing wipers up top. This Supra is powered by a 3-liter twin-scroll single turbo double overhead cam 24-valve inline 6-cylinder producing 335 horsepower and 365 pound-foot of torque. It is capable of 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles per hour. It's driven with an 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters, and it is as fast as it is beautiful. Let's take a look along the side. Okay, along the side you see these beautiful 19-inch forged aluminum twin spoke wheels with dual tone finish, and that's just not shiny aluminum, that is actually polished chrome. It's beautiful, wrapped in P255/35 ZR19 in the front and P275/35 ZR19 Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires out back. There are also 4-piston Brembo, and you have ventilated front disc at 13.7 inch and 13-inch rear ventilated disc. There is a double joint type McPherson strut front suspension with a 23.5 millimeter stabilizer bar and a multi-link independent rear suspension with an 18 millimeter stabilizer bar. Now you do see the matte black auto folding outside mirrors with the memory function, and they also have the reverse activated auto tilt down on the passenger side, so when you put it in reverse they tilt to let you see, or that one tilts to let you see what's going on. And the driver's side outside mirror is auto dimming. There is also the smart key remote entry and start system on this car. Now, some of the safety systems built into this beautiful Supra are hill start assist control, pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. I actually do like that. That's a really cool feature. It does have the departure warning with steering assist, so as you're getting over in the lane, it will kind of nudge you back into your lane. You do have the vehicle stability control. It has brake assist, of course, anti-lock brakes, traction control, and much, much more. Along the side, it's just absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but I do absolutely love this double bubble top. I just like saying double bubble. That's just fun. And the beautiful cut lines you've got all over this car, the hips, the lines, the curves, absolutely beautiful. Let's take a look around back. Okay, around back we see we do have the LED tail lights and the rear combination lights, as well as LED backup light. Right down below, I like that, that's really cool, as well as the built-in spoiler. Absolutely beautiful. You can also see there is a rear camera with parking aid lines. Down below there are real dual exhaust outlets with brushed stainless steel exhaust tips. Now, inside we do have a cargo capacity of 10.2 cubic feet. Let's talk about the dimensions. Okay, front track 62.8 inches, rear track 62.6 inches, overall width 73 inches, rides on a wheelbase of 97.2 inches, overall length 172.5, height 50.9 inches, ground clearance 4.5 inches, has a turning diameter of 34.7 cubic feet, has a fuel capacity of 13.7 gallons, and 24 city, 31 highway, 26 combined fuel economy ratings. Now there is a basic 36-month, 36,000-mile warranty. Powertrain is 60 months, 60,000 miles. And again, folks, it's a Toyota and it's a BMW collaboration. It's absolutely beautiful, stunning. I don't want to turn this over, but it's time to throw this over to Nathan. But before we do, take a moment to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification so you never miss one of our videos. And all I can say is, you're up next, Nathan. I hate it. Over to you.
All right, and stepping onto the inside of the Supra, we have up here your power on, lock, and lock buttons. We've got your windows up and down here. You've got your folding mirror switch here, and then of course your mirror controls left, right here, and mirror controls there. Now down here you have a small amount of storage, and then you have your trunk release up here, and then 2 of your 12 JBL speakers. Okay, I love the sill piece here that says Toyota Supra on it. Looks really nice. And then on the driver's seat is 14-way power, but also has a 2-person memory setting. And then the passenger seat is also 14-way power, but does not have the memory settings, of course. The seats themselves are really, really nice and very comfortable. One of the things I want to point out is the bolsters. These really keep you planted in place while you're driving. Another thing I want to point out as we kind of come down here, down below by the foot pedals, is this padding area right here. Your knees rest against that, or your right knee in this case, left knee on the other side, but it's really comfortable for your leg to rest against so you don't feel that fatigue or that kind of rubbing on your leg that you would feel if it were hard plastic, and I really like that touch. Down here you have your hood release, and it is a 2-pull. Okay, so you have to pull it once and pull it twice, and then you can, there's no latch in the front that you manually open. Okay, nice footrest down here. You got the nice sport pedals down here. And then coming up a little bit here, you've got some more controls, and there are a couple of other ones that are interesting, and that's these two. This is a right parking light and left parking light. And the only thing I can say is that it's got to be left over from some previous BMW's requirements, maybe for Europe, but you can actually turn on just your left parking light or your right parking light. This is a button for both parking lights. Then of course you turn everything off here. You've got auto light button here, and then you've got your lights on right there. So up here you've got your dimming for your dashboard lights, right? And it is a tilt and telescoping wheel, and the button for that is right under here. All right, let's step in. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a start. It is, of course, a push start. Oh, I like that sound. Okay, it'll quit chiming here in a minute. All right, so on the dashboard up here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of 5 areas. On the far left, you've got a gas gauge, and you have then you have your digital speedometer. You have your tach and your gear selector. You have a little area here that kind of tells you if doors are open, that kind of stuff. And then you have your engine temperature gauge. On top, you've got a clock. You've got outdoor temperature, and then down below you have an odometer. Okay, and then if we back up a little bit, we'll see on the steering wheel, fairly simply set up. The left side here is all cruise control. Now this does have dynamic radar cruise control, so that means that this car has the one of the optional package added to it that isn't standard. But you got your gap setting here, you got your resume and cancel here, you've got your on and off here, plus and minus to increase or decrease your speed, and your set button. Moving over to the right, this is all to do with your infotainment screen. So you got your mode selector, your volume button, your phone on or off, and your voice command button. And then of course you do have a scrolling button, so you can scroll through things in the infotainment screen. The only button that you have to adjust your dash is located on this toggle switch out here, and it's the very top one. And all it does is it gives you your average speed, your average miles per gallon. It gives you your odometer, and then it gives you your distance to empty, and your current miles per gallon, like live miles per gallon. Okay. Now, that being said, the only other thing you really have here is you do have your paddle shifters. Okay. Moving over then to the infotainment screen. This one has the 8.8-inch infotainment screen, and it comes with the 12-speaker 500-watt premium sound system that is standard on the premium and the launch editions. It is an option for the base model, the 3.0. One of the things that's really neat about the infotainment system is that it has wireless Apple CarPlay, which is, I've never been in a car that has wireless Apple CarPlay. So it does work, so that is really neat. It does not have Android Auto. I've got a little jog dial, this down here, very reminiscent of the iDrive out of BMWs, which is where this came from. So all I have to do is I can move this left, right, up, down, and then I've got some shortcuts. Coming on down, you've got your nice big hazard button, which I like. Of course, your air vents and your controls right here for those. You do have some physical controls for your infotainment screen. So you've got a volume, a rotary volume, a push power. You got your mode button, your different bands for the radio or for Sirius XM. A lot of presets here, and then of course the ability to move left or right if you want to fine-tune things in the radio. Okay, coming down here, this car does come standard with dual heated seats on both sides. I do find it interesting that they chose to use the color green for their heated seats. Typically that would be associated with cool, but nonetheless, they're not cool, they are heated, and it's 3-stage. Okay, and then you've got kind of your standard controls down here. You've got your defroster buttons, your different mode controls, fan speed, and then mode controls for the passenger. And then over here, you've got automatic or manual setting. So it is dual zone auto climate control. All right. I do like the digital display, and I do like the fact that the buttons are physical. Okay. So coming on down here, then we have. I'm gonna move this out of the way here a minute. This does have the wireless phone charger down here. It's got a little shelf above that. You've got a 2.5 amp USB outlet right here, and you've got a 12 volt outlet right here. Now in the 3.0 trim level, you have the same things here, but this is a 1.5 amp. For some reason, they changed that there. Okay, down here you have electronic shifting. So it's like a joystick, and you just, it's kind of like out of the Prius is what it looks like, but except for not on the dash. You do have manual mode that you can knock the lever left, and then you can manually do it. You should be aware that there's an unlock button on the left that you need to press before you can actually put it into any gear. And then your park button is a physical push button. Okay, you do have electronic parking brakes, and then here's your auto start stop defeat button. This is your button to switch between sport and normal. Parking sensors on or off. This vehicle does have both front and rear parking sensors. And then you have traction control on or off. And then of course this comes with the safety systems, and they are mostly right here. You can turn them on or off as a whole. Okay, you do have carbon fiber inserts, which is really nice. You don't have a traditional center console where you can open the lid and store things. You do have cup holders right here, and then you do have a tiny bit of storage back here, probably about 2.5 inches by maybe 4 inches, and it's probably about 2.5 inches deep, something like that. Coming on up to the mirror, you have an automatic dimming rear view mirror with your garage opener buttons down here. Okay, coming up here, of course, you have your left driver's light, your passenger's light, all the lights, which is just what's up here. And then you've got an SOS button up here. Okay, now the visors do not come out. They are locked in place, but they are lit up, and they are the same on both sides. Okay, the glove compartment down here is felt lined, and it's I'll move this stuff out in just a second, but it's ample sized, not overly big, but it's ample sized. It is nice that it's got a dampened opening and that it's felt lined. Overall, nice car, nicely laid out, easy to get to everything. I could do that all day long.
I think we all can.